Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kiper, Neil Payne, Adam Muncy, Wes Crouch, and Darren Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime.
And we're live from our studio on North Maysville. This is the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner, presented by, as Sean likes to say, insert your business name here. We are definitely looking for sponsors for this show. So if you'd like to sponsor us, get in touch with one of our lovely faces and let us know. We'll work out something with you. If you're, like I said, if you're interested in sponsoring anything else on the show, we're always taking money. Thank you for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors that are working with us every week, and we are so honored that they're doing so. Community Trust Bank.
Your friend in bank.
Member FDIC.
Equal Housing Lender. Kimsoft, the sponsor of our Montgomery County Athlete of the Week. Tutu Sweet Treat, sponsor of our Dog of the Week. CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary, and Simply Secure, the host of our road show. Is there no sound?
No sound. Like always. So we're looking.
So now it's like, hey, how we doing? Hey, man. Maybe we should hope like we have no sound. Wes is checking in, double checking.
What in the world?
Do we have sound now?
We had sound all. I could hear the whole thing.
Now we do.
Well, apologize for that. Talk about throwing a guy off. So, Community Trust Bank, Kimsoft, Tutu Sweet Treat, CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary, and Simply Secured, and Brett Wehunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, sponsor of the Menifee County Athlete of the Month program. Be sure to like and subscribe our pages and share this out with all your friends. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Make sure we boost our numbers. Now, we got all the introductory stuff out of the way and the sound issue that wasn't a sound issue. Joining us tonight is the newly hired Belfry High School men's basketball coach, Coach Brent Perry.
Yep. I appreciate y'all having me on. Like I know I've been tracking your all stuff since I've been here in Montgomery County, and I love what y'all do. So I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
And I know it really. I mean, I swear, like ever since I've been here, been a fan of y'all show. Obviously, y'all had Coach Mays on and some of our players. So I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, awesome. Well, let's just go on and start talking about you. That's what we brought you on for. Tell us about your journey in basketball.
So my journey in basketball, obviously I played my whole life, and I was a graduate of Barberville High School, 2016. I was fortunate enough to receive a scholarship to the University of Cumberland to play. Ended up playing a year and a half. I had a bad ankle injury, and from that point, like I always knew I wanted to coach. So, and I always knew I wanted to teach first. Like my mom was a special education teacher, and I always knew that was my passion. Wanted to teach, wanted to coach. I was fortunate enough my senior year of college to get a job with my old high school coach, Coach Nicky Phipps, legend. I don't know if y'all know him.
I mean, with a name like that, you got to be legendary.
Yeah, he's a Kentucky Basketball Hall of Fame, so he's huge part of my basketball journey I owe to him. So senior year of college, I was fortunate enough to get a job on his staff at Lankamp High School. I was there a year, and then I got presented. He retired, and I got presented with the opportunity to join the staff at Knox Central with Coach Tony Patterson. We had a really good team, was fortunate enough to make a state tournament run, won the 13th. Then the funny part about this is we played the Ashland Tomcats in the first round of the state tournament that year. So that was kind of the first year that me and Coach Mays like met each other and obviously got to coach against each other. And like we was talking before set, like one of the most prepared teams that I've ever played against was that Ashland team. So really talented, really good group, really good defensively. I mean, just love playing together. Obviously, they were well coached. After that, I got my teaching degree. So I went back to my alma mater in Barberville High School. I was there 2 years. Coached there with Coach Chris Taylor, who's still there now. Really smart basketball mind. And 2 years there when after Coach Mays accepted the Montgomery County job, I knew to take my coaching career further, like I wanted to be around some of the best. And I honestly think that, and I still to this day, I think he's one of the best in the state when it comes to, prep and the way he runs things. And you could obviously tell when we played Ashland, like I told you, like they're one of the most prepared teams I ever played against. So when he took the job here, we had some mutual friends and just kind of filled out his staff, and me and him got in touch with each other, and we sat down a couple times, and I was presented with the job to come join the staff here in Montgomery County. So this year was huge for me being here, like huge for me. Like I'd never really been away from home. Like I'd always been in the area of home. And so moving 2 hours down the road was a big step, but I knew basketball wise, like I said, I wanted to be around the best and learn. And, me and Coach Mays actually talked about it before I even accepted the job here. He's like, I want my assistants to want to be head coaches. He's like, I don't want you here long. He's like, I know your goal is to be a head coach, and I'm going to do whatever I can to prepare you for that. So, obviously we didn't have a timeline on when that would happen.
Right.
But, being with him this year was huge. Like the growth for me as a person, as an individual was huge. And, when the opportunity presented itself here at Belfry High School, like I knew I was prepared for that moment. So
being from the mountains and
Yeah.
I'm from the mountains,
yeah.
it's almost like a fraternity in itself.
Oh yeah.
So when people see, well, he was an assistant coach in the 10th region, what's he know about mountain ball?
Yeah.
How can you put those concerns kind of at ease?
I mean, like it's easy to say this, but like there's nothing like the mountains. Like I really truly believe that. Like it's proven to produce some of the best high school basketball talent and other sports as well that the state's seen. So I knew the opportunity at Belfry is just something that I don't know. Like I couldn't have seen a scenario where I turned it down. Like honestly, and I loved it here, man. Like I had last year when I took this job, like I intended to be here for a while. Like I don't know what you really classify as a while, but I would probably say like 2 or 3 years. Like I planned on being here, and like I said, the opportunity just presented itself at Belfry, and I don't see a scenario where I could turn it down.
So you're taking the job at Belfry. When I first hear Belfry, the first thing I think about is football.
Yeah.
So you're going to a football school. There has been some success there on the basketball side.
Yeah.
How do you try? I mean, what is the support like for boys basketball, and how do you continue to grow that support?
Yeah, the support's there. I mean, the community of Belfry supports, like you said, like football, but like it supports all their athletics. Like it's a really, really, really good community that gets behind every sport. Like obviously football has probably had the most success. I mean, Coach Haywood his resume, and I mean, he's a legend himself. Like the other day I was there, and it was the first time I got to meet him, and me and him sat down for about 45 minutes and just had a really, really good conversation. And I mean, just being in the same room with that guy is like different itself because of the success he's had. And basketball wise, like you build a culture and you build a program like the way you want it, then like you can take it to new heights. Like, and I think the community of Belfry is ready for that and starving for that. And I can't wait to get down there and get started, honestly.
So you talk about building a program.
Yeah.
And first off, shout out to the Belfry administration. That press conference they had set up was pretty nice.
Phenomenal.
It was
Phenomenal.
Like, I don't know if I've seen many high schools do that for coaches.
Yeah.
So you touched on what your program would be and how it would be. For those who missed it, kind of tell them what you're looking for?
I think that, like I said, laying the foundation of your expectations right off the bat is huge.
Yeah.
Is huge. And I plan on doing that there. Like, you can do that in different ways, but, and I told my first interview, like, with the people that were in the room, was like, what you're getting in me is you're getting a hard worker. Like, I try to be the hardest worker in the room. And I know that establishing a program and laying that foundation is not easy. I mean, it's not easy for anybody, especially, I'm not from that area. And I said this in the press conference, like, a lot of administration that hire somebody out of that area, like, some people will call it bold because, like, I don't know many people in that area, like all the people I've met there so far, but like my ties to Belfry in general is like, I've never really, like, I hadn't really ever been there. I know the history, like you were talking about football. I know the history, and I know the standard they've been held to, like, with athletics. And, it was, I think that, like I said, laying the foundation is huge from the get-go. So, like, I don't know, like, like I said before, like, I'm going to finish the year here out in Montgomery County, but as soon as I get up there, like, we're getting straight to work. Like, it's work from that point forward every single day. And like I said, I try to be the hardest worker in the room. And, I kind of try to hold myself to a higher standard because, like, I don't want people to say they outwork me or anything like that. So, like, me being a young coach, like, I think that's key right off the bat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so first I want to wish you a very happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Thank you. They
Shame
treat us
on us
good.
for not doing it right off.
Yeah, they treat us good.
So, I mean, school's out here the 29th. You all probably have a, closing day, a few teacher work days or something after that.
Yeah.
When do you expect to be at Belfry to get that rolling?
Yeah. So here recently, ever since I, took the job, like, I've been trying to go up there a couple of times a week, get some open gyms and stuff, and establish some things. But as soon as, like you said, we get out the 28th, 29th, or whatever it is, like, probably June 1st, I'm up there. So I'm up there as soon as we get out of school here. So, and I said, like, we're straight to work as soon as I get there. So, I'm excited. I know we got a young group, which is good. I just can't wait to get started, honestly.
Well, so have you got to meet your guys?
Yeah.
And what do you know about the players coming back?
Yeah, I know. I've got to meet a few of them. Obviously, some's playing some other sports, like, you got track and baseball and all that stuff going on right now. So we had 17 at the first open gym, which I thought was good numbers. Obviously, you want to grow as much as possible, but we had 17 at the first open gym, and I know we got a young group. We got all of our experience comes back. So, I'm excited to get to work with these guys, and I know how it is. Like, I was a player myself. Like, it's not easy learning new things and new habits, and learning new styles, and it's not easy. And program wise, it's not. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I know that. So, getting there and getting started quick as possible is key. So as soon as I can fully move up there, I'm up there.
So what does your philosophy, what does your program look like? Because it's got to be a little bit of culture shock at first.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, my philosophy it varies. Like, I really want to get in the gym and really evaluate my guys. Like, first off, like, I'm not just a guy that just, like, this is my style and I'm sticking to this style and that's the way we're going to play and that's it. Like, I'm not really one of those coaches. Like, I have a wide variety of, like, how I want to play. But like I said, like, once I get in the gym and evaluate what I have and what we are as a team and where I think we could be is, then I'll just go from there.
Well, your summer circuit, you can play it like that.
Yeah.
You're an AAU coach as well. How's that going?
Good. We played 2 tournaments. We play in Lexington this weekend. I got a really, really, really phenomenal group. Like, I mean, AAU in general is, I mean, it raises a bunch of question marks for some people because, like, I mean, the narrative is now is like it's a money racket. Kids ain't getting nothing out of it. But I think like the right program and the right coach for AAU wise is important, because like there is like some coaches that do it just to have fun, and like we really out there just playing pickup and stuff. But I really value the time my guys put in to do it. Even parents too. Like it's not hard. It's not easy for parents just to go to Ohio one weekend and Atlanta one weekend. So like I value that and their time and their money. Like, you want to, like, it's easy to say this, but like you want their kids to gain from it. And I truly think if you're in the right program, you have the right coach, like AAU is truly beneficial to a lot of kids. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. And like I said, I'm just very fortunate team wise. And
the team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money. They are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC.
Sounds like every single day, like, and I'm going to do this with my Belfry kids too, but like,
Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Athlete of the Month program in Menifee County.
Coaching basketball's been my life. So, traveling every weekend, I love to travel. So getting to do that and basketball at the same time is fun. I think it's fun.
So before we find out more about this journey that we're getting ready to take, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break and hear from some of our sponsors. So, Coach, we just got done hearing you talk a little bit about your AAU journey.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take from the AAU circuit as you venture into this new chapter as a head high school boys basketball coach? How can you kind of combine the two?
So AAU is more, I don't want to say unorganized. It's as organized as you make it, really. So, AAU compared to high school is a different game because, like, and it's beneficial because, like, you spend so much time high school wise, like, you get to scout this team for days to come. Like, what they're about. Like, you can evaluate them, you can scheme, and AAU don't give you that. It don't give you that. You don't get to do that. So it brings a new feeling to the game. Like, you never know. You come into a game, you're just like, you don't know what to expect. Like, you're just there to try to do anything you can to make your kids better. So I think and that's why I think it's beneficial for kids is like, because you never know what you're going to play. Like, you never know who you're going to play. You don't know who you're matching up against. And, it makes you adjust as a player. And it makes you adjust as a coach too. But, like, especially, like, I try to be as organized as possible. But, AAU from high school, like I said, high school, you get to scheme and see teams play beforehand. But, like, AAU don't give you that opportunity. So it makes kids better in a way because of, like, you have to adjust. And
right.
So I know as me as a coach, like, having to adjust on the fly like that too every weekend is, like I said, fun. So I get fun out of it. So
for those of us that aren't as smart as Adam, tell us about Griffin Elite. Where's Griffin Elite based out of?
It's based out of Erlanger. I don't know if y'all have ever been there.
Accidentally.
Yeah. So the guy that is the founder of the program, his name is Jordan Griffin, and they have a facility up that way. It's a huge facility. They do everything from basketball to soccer to every sport. It's like I said, really, really, really good people, really good organization, and to be able to tie my name to them has been huge for me. So you use it as your advantage. Like, you get to have some of your high school players play every summer, and like I said, like, I've watched it before my eyes, like, make kids better. So it is what you get out of it, though. Like, most kids, like, play AU just because, like, they can play for certain teams. But like I said, like, it is what you get out of it. Like, if you want to benefit from it, like, you'll benefit from it. And if you're just there to just play pickup and put on a jersey, then you really ain't benefiting yourself. So, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have the kids I have, and they really value what they do. So, and it's exciting.
Now, do your players? I don't know much about the area, but do they have opportunities to play? Are there AAU teams that are around that they can play on?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. So most of the kids on my team are 13th region kids because that's where I'm from. There's a couple. We had a couple MOCO kids, and yeah, they've had multiple opportunities to play for other teams. But like I said, I take pride in being as organized as possible. And I try, you put in what you put in. So I put in, like, we have practice tomorrow. Like, we practice weekly. I try to make them as prepared as possible. I don't like just going every weekend, just letting them just run and play pickup. Like, I ain't that type of guy. So I try to be as prepared as possible. And, you see the benefits in it.
So, sorry, go on and ask your question.
One thing, I couldn't sit here and be honest with myself if I didn't ask this question. So mommies and daddies, they always want to worry about how many points their babies can score.
Yeah.
But I fell in love, and I know you fell in love with the player at the state tournament who had long, luscious hair.
Oh, Reggie.
Reggie from Harlan County.
Man. Reggie. This was last year. No, this was 2 years ago. Had an interest in playing on my AAU team. And he come out to a couple practices, and there was some stuff that it just couldn't happen. But he come to a couple practices, and man, that kid is just phenomenal kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Typical role player. Don't care how many points he scores. Like, we're running through a brick wall to dive on a loose ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you like the good teams, like the best teams, like have those guys. And like I said, Reggie's phenomenal kid. Harlan County's phenomenal program. They're well coached. It was exciting to see them go on that run that they did because, I'm from that area, and I know I've watched some of those kids come up since they was like elementary kids. So seeing them go on that run was, exciting to see.
So I have no doubt you talk about you're the hardest working guy in the room. That's your plan. Yeah. So let's talk about your soon to be district opponents. What do you know about the district?
I'm becoming more familiar with it by the day. The Region 2. So we are one of the 3-team districts. So we have Phelps and Pike County Central, or Pike Central, and I'm learning more by the day. And I'm sure when I get up there, like, I'll learn more and more. But I'm not really too worried about our opponents right now. I'm more worried about like what we're going to have at Belfry and what we're going to establish at Belfry. And like I said, laying that foundation, like, that's the only thing on my mind right now, really. Like,
who was the representative out of your region for the state tournament?
McGough.
Yeah, McGough. And that was good. Like we played them last year during the season with Montgomery. So they had some talent. Like, Aiden Barnett's a player. Like, he's just committed to the University of Pikeville. So they got things rolling over there. A bunch of other teams in the region too. The 15th region I think it's underrated. Like, I think there's a lot of good teams in that region. And, like I said, like, with the vision I have, hopefully we can get there as quick as possible.
So you haven't been since 92, if I remember right.
92.
So what's it going to take?
It's going to take a lot of hard work, and that's just easy to say, but it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of adversity, because, like I said, like, having something new is not always fun, right? If that makes any sense. Like, and I said this during the press conference, like, I think some of the best teams deal with adversity the best. Mm-hmm. Like, I really do. Like, the year I was at Knox Central and we went to the state tournament and ended up playing Ashland, about halfway through that year, like, we hit a rock. Like, we had to deal with some adversity. We had some injuries and we lost some games we should have won. We lost some home games we should have won. Like, we hit a rock. And that team was special enough to where they climbed out of that. And when the region tournament come around, like, we were ready. We played North Laurel in the region championship. And that's when, they had Reed, and also they had a really good team too. And
Reed turned out to be all right.
Reed turned out to be all
I
right.
was going to ask what ended up happening to that kid.
I mean, Reed Shepard is a phenomenal kid. Like I'm going to tell a story about him just because I know how special he is. So that game, region championship, me and the other coaches on staff were in the locker room. Kids had already went out. This was before tip. We was about to run out and warm up. Me and the rest of the coaching staff was in the locker room, and we were just sitting there just talking, like game planning and stuff. The team had already went out. They were waiting in the tunnel to run out. Reed comes into our locker room by himself, comes into our locker room, shakes all of our hands, says, "Good luck, coaches." Walked out by himself. I was like, there ain't many kids that do that.
Right.
And
It's true.
And I mean, phenomenal basketball player, phenomenal kid, true competitor. Like, we threw everything at him. I don't even know. I think he ended up finishing with like 38 or something. We threw everything at him. Hit difficult shot after difficult shot. Couldn't stop him. But, like our team was special, and we found a way to win. And our role players was huge. They showed up. Like, you brought Reggie up. Like, we had a couple of Reggies that didn't care how much they scored. Dial after a loose ball, like done the little things, like playing off 2 feet, stuff like that. Like, just little things. And there was a really good group. Unfortunately, we ran into a good Ashland team in the state tournament, but
you had Gavin
Chadwell.
Yeah.
That was his freshman year. He was a freshman on that team.
Okay. And now he's being recruited, or is he committed to? Did he commit to Kentucky for football?
No, he got a Kentucky offer. I think his sophomore year. No, might have been his freshman year in football. And I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently, but I think he's just going to be a student right now.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
Phenomenal kid, though. Another really good kid, raised right, like really good kid. Yes, sir, everything. So, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of some really good staffs and some really good teams. And I've also seen the lows. Like, I've had first-round district losses. Like, I've been a part of those too. So you appreciate the highs when they're happening, but, like, you still got to appreciate the lows too. Like, I talk about this a lot, but I think dealing with adversity as a coach and players is huge, because, like, finding a way to dig out of stuff like that is what really determines, like, the trajectory of your season. So
in terms of off the court stuff, how do you look to build? You're talking about laying the foundation, building the culture. What does the Coach Perry player look like? If we could get on the Googles and we could build a Coach Perry player off the court, what would that look like?
off the court,
Off the court, smoking cigs up to 7-Eleven.
I mean, this is round ball.
I mean, we're going to the double quick, double fist and pepperoni rolls.
I'm a big weight room guy. I think people don't value the weight room enough. I really do.
I'd say Belfry's got a pretty good weight.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I would say the football team's probably not used to the basketball team pushing them out.
That's just true.
I went in there the other day for the first time, and it definitely looked like there have been some heavyweights slung around. But I'm a big weight room guy. I think the toughest teams win. I think you become tough in the weight room. I really do. I think it's important. I think you need it. I think it needs to be a huge part of your program. And, that was one of the big talks that I had, like, with the administration when all this come together. It was like, I want to establish a weight room foundation quick and early. So hopefully we can get that going and rolling when I get up there. And, I'm excited about that.
So another thing you mentioned in your press conference was you want to work with the youth.
Oh, yeah.
And for those that don't know, we played a game at MSE Saturday morning, like 9 a.m.
This past Saturday?
No, I'm talking like when it was MCYB.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it went MCYB, yeah.
I couldn't find a crank to lower the rim. This man showed up 15 minutes later.
With a crank.
Like, ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of coach you're getting at Belfry. Like, when he says he wants to work with the youth, he's going to pour into the youth.
Yeah, I think youth basketball is highly important, and the right people being around youth basketball. Because, you get I'm just phrasing it, but you get a couple dudes that don't know what they're doing. Like, the kids don't really learn anything, but like learning at a young age on how to just do the little things is huge. And MCYB was awesome. Like, I know this was the first year, and it's only going to get better. Like, I
You're
can't
listening
wait
to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Jacobs Auto Body Repair and Paint Shop is the ultimate pit stop for all your car needs. With a combined experience older than your grandma's secret cake recipe, we're here to fix you up. Drop us a line at 859-274-7425 for a free quote and let us get those wheels rolling. Our yearly growth is like a high-speed chase fueled by the love and trust of Mount Sterling and beyond. It's all hugs and high fives to our amazing crew of customers for keeping our engines revving with success.
And that dude being one of them that didn't know me from Adam. Like, had no idea who I was.
Special thanks to Kim Soft, our title sponsor of the From Corner to Corner Athlete of the Week in Montgomery County. Kim Soft, eco-friendly industrial services, is your go-to squad for all things squeaky clean in the commercial and industrial world. Based in the heart of Mount Sterling, they are your friendly cleaning wizards, serving up sparkling magic in areas like Lexington, Louisville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Huntington, and beyond. Let's turn that grime into shine.
Comes back to us saying, like, having the right people around, like,
Right.
also teaching, like, the little things, but also just making the game fun.
Yeah.
And like, if you get special people like that around, then like your youth program, like, you'll see it just take off. So
Absolutely.
All right, so before we talk anymore with Coach Perry, let's hear from another sponsor of ours.
Let's hit here.
Words are hard. So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the youth program. How do you plan on improving the youth program there around Belfry?
I plan on, and I stated this, I wanted this to be known like pretty early, like when I met with the administration, like I want to be as involved as possible. I know that's hard to say because, like, obviously, being a high school basketball coach or being any high school coach, like, it takes a lot of your time. And, but I think, like I said before, I think youth programs are important. I think they're huge for your program. I think they're huge for your community. I think they're obviously huge for your kids. So, being around as much as possible for me would be a win. Like, I plan on being at all the events, youth events I can be. So even being around MCYB last year was huge. Like, that was like not really the first time I had been able to like really run or, be around a youth program, but like having the duties that me, Jordan, and Coach Mays had was huge because like we got to learn like kind of how we would want to run it. So, and I know there's a program already in the Belfry community that's ran, but just being around there and if somebody needs me or I could be a help to anybody or a service to anybody, like that's what I plan on doing.
So we talked earlier, your schedule's mostly set.
Yeah.
Mountain Schoolboy Classic, one of the big tournaments at Belfry. Who's in it this year?
We got there's still some spots open. Like, I'm still working the phones right now. I haven't got to see the whole list yet. It was, they had kind of already put it together before, I got the job and stuff. So I'm excited to get to be a part of that because I know it's a huge tournament and it has been for years. So, being a part of that and hosting that is, something I definitely look forward to.
So, did you say the Mountain Boy Classic?
Mountain Schoolboy
Classic.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coach Mays, take us to the Mountain Schoolboy Classic.
I plan on me and Coach Mays talked last night, and hopefully I know he's doing the summer league here, which is going to be really good. I plan on bringing my guys over for that if I can. So, I want to come. I always want to have ties to this community just because the year I've been here, like everybody here has embraced me, and like I said, like this year was a year of growth for me, and a lot of people was there to be a part of that, and I met some really good people here that I plan on keeping to have ties to. So, I'll be over here as much as I can. Like, coming back over here for that is something I definitely plan on doing probably every year.
So what is something that you learned this year that you'll take with you next year as you start your coaching journey?
Just our preparation. I talk about Coach Mays a lot, but like his preparation for games is, phenomenal. Okay. I actually think it's like as high rank as you can go at the high school level. Like, we was there, like our scouting reports and, the amount of time we watch film and, our practices, like just really high level stuff. And I said this offset, is like when I took the job here at Montgomery, like Coach Mace told me, he's like, I try to run my high school program to as much as a small college as possible. And I think we did that. So just the preparation, game preparation and stuff like that.
So, Jordan was part of the staff, and he, you say Mays said he wants to run high school like a small college.
Yeah.
He said last year for the season, I try to run 8th grade girls like a high school program.
Yeah.
So then, like, that changed my whole perspective, because year one, I came in at 6th grade. I was like, let's just win.
Yeah.
See what we can do. And then he told me that year 2, and I was like, well, if that's the varsity, if 8th grade's varsity girls, 6th grade, let's treat it like a freshman team.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
Yeah.
Let's just develop, see what happens.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole mindset just changed for me.
Yeah. And shout out Jordan Perry. Like, that guy, and I said this offset, but like, you'll not meet a better dude.
Right. And
to be able to work with him the year that I have been is like, he taught me so much. Like, honestly, father, husband, dad, like really, 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 really good dude. That
Superman almost.
A Superman. Like, honestly.
That's main event Jordan Perry.
Superman. And, I plan on having a relationship with him. Like, that's my brother. And I'll, if he ever needs me for anything, I'll always be here for him.
So, we've talked all about preparation. I know that you probably, and this is me assuming, what happens when you do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you went into your interview and you laid out a 5 or 10 year plan or whatever, and how you like. So let's talk about that. What does your future look like at Belfry? Like, what did you tell them? This is what my program is going to be.
He said he's going to have a statue beside Haywood.
I don't know about that. Like I said, just being in the room with that guy's a different feeling. But I base my program off 3 things. And I've said this. I said this in my interview, and I said this at my press conference. I base it off confidence, composure, and class. And that's something I got from Coach Mays that I really, really, really took to heart. You have the confidence to do what you are set out to do in life, set out to attain in life, whether that be basketball, whether that be, something totally not basketball. Like, and you have the composure, like I said, to go through adversity at times. Like, I think the best teams are able to fight through adversity, in order to achieve a goal. And then you'll have the class to just class as a young man. Like, you win with class, you lose with class. And like, nobody remembers like the moment. They remember how you reacted in the moment,
right.
And I just, I plan on basing my program off those 3 things.
Hopefully Pat Bev was listening to what you just said.
I don't know that Pat Bev listens to anybody.
Well, if you subscribe to his podcast, he does.
Right. And if you don't, he's not even going to.
Yeah, if he don't, you don't get the interview.
Well, so Adam brought up the NBA.
Yeah.
We're closing in. We got 8 teams left.
Yeah.
You're an NBA guy.
Yeah.
Who do you have in the finals?
The finals, I got
Boston. You can say it.
I got the Timberwolves, and I got the Celtics.
The Wolves.
Yeah. I think they're going to win it.
You think the Wolves are going to win the whole thing?
I think they got a chance. I really do.
Because Anthony Edwards is that
really
dude.
Do.
He's going to take it.
I'll be honest, like, I probably didn't acknowledge the Wolves as much as I should have all year long.
Because you've never seen them. Like,
that's a good
they
point.
was not on TV at all.
Like, Anthony Edwards is that dude.
He is that dude.
He's that dude.
Well, like, you've seen so many guys come along that you're like, oh, that guy's going to be the face of the league. Oh, no, that guy. No, Anthony Edwards.
He's that
dude.
He
went and took it. He's like, no, I'm the guy.
And he was like, somebody said on the Nuggets the other day, it's like the Wolves built a roster to beat us. And like they did.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly what they did. Like
the teams did the Warriors dynasty.
Yeah, and even like in the bubble, and I'm a Lakers guy, and I don't know if anybody else is, but like when the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the bubble, they had 2 bigs. Like they ran JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. And like, Jokic struggles against 2 bigs.
And that title doesn't count because it was in the
bubble. That's an asterisk title.
Yeah. But I got Wolves and Celtics.
So we've talked youth, we've talked what your goal is. What do you have coming back? Who are some players that get you excited when you look at your roster? I know you've only seen them one time.
Yeah. So we got, like I said, a lot of our core coming back. We got Zaid Rash, who averaged, 15 points a game last year. Really good player. Can shoot the lights out of it. My life around this game. And I truly think like when what I'm set out to do in life is like influence young men through the game of basketball, and Belfry High has gave me the opportunity to lead that. And, I mean, I'm thankful, I'm fortunate. I couldn't thank the administration at Belfry enough. Like I know I already have, but and the people that's got me to this point, like the coaches I've been fortunate enough to be around, like the mentors, some of the teachers I've had in the past has led the way for me to be here. And it's just like, I give all thanks to those people.
So we talked about teacher appreciation.
Yeah.
And you talked about your mom was a teacher.
Mhm.
You're obviously a teacher. What subjects you teach?
Special education.
I too am a special education teacher.
Yeah.
So God bless you. I think too often times we get caught as teachers get caught in a rut and don't realize the impact and influence that we have. And some days I'm like, I'm not really making a difference. And then we have then we have dress like your favorite teacher day at school, and I got 2 or 3 kids that dress up like me. And I'm like I'm really I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
So you have the you're going to obviously be able to impact your guys that are on the basketball team, but you also have the ability, and you've had the ability to impact every student in the school building. Because you come across me as a guy that's very personable.
Yeah.
And, and I'm sure you have kids all the time in the hallways like, hey, what's up, coach?
Yeah.
Coach, how you doing, coach?
Yeah.
So how do you what is your teaching philosophy? Does it differ much than your basketball philosophy?
That's a good question. I didn't really ever thought about it like that, but kind of the same. Being a coach, you have coach habits, and you put those in the classroom, and my first interview that I had at Belfry, one of the first things that I state is that I'm a teacher first. I'm a teacher first. That is my job. I love teaching. I love being able, like you said, to be around kids and influence them and have an impact on their life, like some of the teachers that I had in the past. And that was something that I always grew up. I knew I wanted to teach, and I knew I wanted to coach. So, as you could say, I'm kind of it's kind of crazy to say, but I'm living the dream that I always wanted to do. This is what I set out to do in life, is to teach and coach. So, being able to do both at, some of the schools that have supported me along the way has been huge for me. And, like I said, I'm thankful, and I give thanks to everybody, but, it's just, I'm fortunate enough to do what I do. So.
One last thing you mentioned in your press conference was you wanted to be very specific on the first job that you took.
Yeah.
So what was it about Belfry that drew you to Belfry?
Yeah, I was really particular about what I wanted my first job to be, because, I don't worry about opportunities as much. I wasn't the first guy. I was I get offered a head job, I'm jumping on it. I wanted to be somewhere where you could build a culture and you could build a program and you have a community that supports athletics. And, Belfry High is held to a high standard. Obviously, you look at the football state championships, you look at everything that they've been able to accomplish, since, the old age. But
one of the few places where they have a nation as their fan base.
Yeah.
Palm
And
Creek Nation.
Yeah. Palm Creek Nation. And like I said, you got a community that supports athletics, and, for a first job, you couldn't ask for nothing more, and they've trusted me, and the administration has, picked me to lead the boys basketball program. And, I'm not going to let them down, because I'm going to work hard enough to where I don't let them down. No matter what, like I said, I plan on being the hardest worker in the room. So, that's what they're getting.
So you said the schedule is mostly set.
Yeah, mostly set.
There are a few open dates. How close does Coach Perry bring his Belfry boys to MOCO?
Well, I don't know about this coming year, but it'll definitely be in the works sooner rather than later to come here. Like I said, I always want to come back here. And
if it just so happens to be when Luke Fonz and that group graduates, it's just how it
works.
It's just how it works.
If it just so happens, I ain't got to run into those guys, because, we didn't talk about that, but that team is a special team,
right?
And we talked about this offset, but we dealt with a lot of adversity last year, but that team's going to figure it out, and when they do, they're going to be They're going to be really special.
One of the most injured teams I've ever seen in high school sports. Like it seemed like when we got one person back, we lost the other, and
Well, so how close do you get to Montgomery this year? Do you come this way any? I'm putting you on the spot. You're supposed to know your schedule forward and backwards.
shoot, it might be Bell County.
Gosh, I don't think we come anywhere really close. Like to my knowledge, like just thinking off the top of my head, not anywhere close. I don't think. But no, I don't think.
Maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know the middle school group that is at the high school now, like Luke and them and Dawson, like they did play Belfry Middle School. I heard that the other day. I don't know, it was some tournament. I think it was here in Montgomery County somewhere. But like I said, like it'll definitely be something that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Like I want to get back over here. Like I said, I've built connections with people here, and like I always plan on coming back.
And you mentioned bringing the boys for the summer.
Yeah, that's probably 100% done. Like me and Coach Mason ain't talked about the dates yet, but there's multiple dates. But I plan on doing that. So
we'll at least get to see the boys in the summer.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back over here.
We can go and harass Coach Perry.
Yeah,
I'll be
come on in.
Yell
on the bench if you want to.
So, all right.
Wait, speaking of bench, have you got your staff together?
It's coming together. Plan on having that finalized probably this coming week. But yeah, it's coming together. Coach Brett Charles, me and him talked last night. He was on staff last year at Belfry. Really young, driven coach that, hard worker. We had a really good conversation last night. And, like I said, there's some more guys some pieces got to get worked out, but it's coming together.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for spending almost an hour with us.
Thank you all for having me. Anytime, man. Like I love like all kinds. I'm a pod listener, so y'all doing this stuff. Like I love listening to it. Like I said, I follow you all. Like I said, I know y'all had some of our guys on this year, and hopefully when I'm in town, I can come back.
Well,
open invitation.
You are a friend of the show. You're always welcome to come back.
Yeah.
We hope that we can stay in touch and we find out, how the season's going.
Yeah.
2.5.
I get it. I get y'all some gear too.
That's what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
I'm surprised
I know.
that we've been 55 minutes on this show.
If you think,
And Adam Muncy. No, I'm talking about on the show.
I sent him a message.
Yeah, we
like,
talked
no,
about it.
We're talking on the show.
I've just got a little bit. I got a few shirts, but as soon as I get to be able to get over there and order some stuff, I'll send y'all some gear for sure.
Well, listen, and he has no shame in asking any.
I'll probably get y'all some.
I knew he had open gym last night, so I sent a message at 6 o'clock, and I said, "Hey, while you're there, I'm a 2X."
We can get a good Pond Creek poster in here somewhere.
Well, we can probably put that on the wall.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, that is a wrap with Coach Perry. But don't go away. We will be back momentarily.
And we are live from the studio here on North Maysville. This is your From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner, presented by insert your company name here if you're interested in.
Presented by Judy Drive-In. Catch your shows on Friday and Saturday at the Drive-In.
If you're interested in being the show sponsor, contact one of us. Or if you're interested in any kind of sponsorship, we're always more than willing to take your money. If you're interested in being, thanks for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Before we get started, take a moment to thank all of our sponsors who we are honored to be working with. Community Trust Bank,
Your friend in banking.
Equal Housing Lender.
Member FDIC.
Kimsoft, who is the sponsor of our Athlete of the Week. 22 Sweet Treats, the sponsor of our Dog of the Week. CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacob's Auto Body, Caldwell Commissary and Simply Secure, our roadshow sponsor, and Brent Weehunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, sponsor of our Athlete of the Month in Menifee County.
That was the worst one.
Darren, let's retry.
Let's start over, right? Can we back up? Oh, yeah. We're live. Yeah, we're live. Anyway, joining us right now is Luke Fuller. We're recording that commercial. No, Luke is a former MOCO golfer and is now playing at the University of
Western Kentucky.
Western. Got him on the show. Just recently won the Conference USA regional tournament, right?
Conference tournament.
Same thing.
The only Western Kentucky player to win the Conference USA tournament.
Nice.
I mean, that's pretty big.
Absolutely. So, welcome to the show, Luke. Thanks for joining us. Sorry for the delay.
All good. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, no. Page is unresponsive. Here we are live on the air.
We're live.
Sean, I just want you to know this exact same. After I said the same little bit.
And we're back.
If you're interested,
There he is.
for the show, reach
Whoa!
out. Luke, what's up?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We got you loud.
Sorry, we were
frozen.
we were a little froze for a second.
Yeah, we were frozen there for a second.
So we were just talking about how you just won Conference USA men's golf tournament. That's a pretty huge deal, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It was very exciting.
How many golfers participated in the conference tournament?
I think it was about 40. We've got a smaller conference this year. There's all this conference realignment. First couple years there, it was like 12 teams, I think. I think this year it was cut down to 8, so 40 guys, 5 per team.
So, Luke, you mentioned there was 40 guys, but I mean it's hard to see them when you're up at number 1 in the leaderboard. When did you know it was going to be a good day for you?
Yeah, it was for the tournaments. It's a long 3 days. Our rounds last forever. They're like 5-hour rounds, so it's kind of a slow grind out there. And it was pretty close there to the end. I only won by 1 shot, so it was pretty tight there the whole time.
So you just won the conference championship. What is the next step?
Right. So there's 5 NCAA regionals, and there's a selection show last week, and I'm going to West Lafayette for the Purdue Regional on Monday.
So there is like a legit selection show for golf as well.
There was, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was on the Golf Channel. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's super cool.
So, Luke,
Yeah.
you're a grad senior. What brought you back for the extra year this year?
Yeah, I really didn't have much of a plan. I loved all the guys here. It was just going to be pretty easy to get a little grad certificate, be able to focus on golf. Again, I had a great relationship with a lot of my teammates and just wanted another year of college.
So as a grad student, what'd you get your certificate in?
Yeah, I got it in organizational leadership. So my undergrad was business management, and organizational leadership kind of fit well with that. So that's what I went with.
So does that mean you're going to open up a golf school?
Oh, who knows? Maybe one day.
So, I mean,
No, go on.
as you're closing on into the end of what your college career is, LIV, PGA, anybody calling you yet?
Not yet. I mean, I'm all in. If Live Tour wants to give me a call, that'd be awesome. But maybe if I can make some noise at regionals and national championship, then maybe I'll be getting a phone call from Liv.
That would be super exciting.
I mean, Live's a 3-day tournament event like you're used to, right?
Just like college. There you go.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's back up and talk about your journey to here. How'd you get started in golf? How long have you been golfing? Who were some of your major influences?
Right. So I started kind of more serious in the 8th grade. I played on the high school team that first year. It was my dad at the beginning got me into golf. We really didn't take it too serious. We go out and play. I go play with my brother when I was really young, but we didn't play a ton. And then I kind of got into it more in middle school. And our high school golf coach, Kevin Lawson, was definitely a big influence there. He would go out and play with us a lot. He was great. He would teach us a lot. And then I just kind of got more and more serious about it through high school. I played baseball throughout high school and basketball my senior year, but golf was kind of the main thing. I was better at golf, so I enjoyed it more. And yeah.
So at what point during your high school golf career did you realize, hey, I think I'd like to play golf in college?
Yeah, I don't really know exactly. It was probably when I was starting to compete more frequently there, sophomore, junior, senior year, when I was able to play with some better players and kind of realize I could beat some of these guys. And yeah, I just kind of got better and better throughout high school. Really didn't have a ton of opportunities out of high school, but I was fortunate enough to get a spot on the team at Western and have tried to make the most of it.
So you've been at Western your entire collegiate career. How have you fared up until this season?
Yeah, I've so my freshman year was the year that got canceled because of COVID. So in college golf we play a fall and a spring season. The spring has the postseason. We usually play 5 in each season. So we got through the fall, and I think I qualified for 3 or 4 of our 5 my freshman year in the fall. And the whole spring pretty much got canceled. And then since then, I've been fortunate enough to travel to every event for us my last 4 years. And I've had a decent career. This is my first college win. I've been pretty steady. I've kind of gotten better and better each year. My scoring average has come down all 5 years. So I like to say I got quite a bit better throughout college.
But it definitely sounds like it. And of course, you got to cap off your collegiate career with a conference title. Hopefully, we go on and maybe get a regional title there in West Lafayette.
That'd be awesome. I'm all in.
So, Luke, how many golfers make it to the West Lafayette regional?
Right. So I think I'm not exactly sure. I think there's 10 teams and then 10 individuals. So the top, I think 60 teams maybe get a bid to the regionals, and there will be I think it's 10 teams and 10 individuals.
So regional play, is it like there was a selection show? Is it individual matchups? You go head to head and it's tournament style, or is it just you're competing against the other 9 golfers?
So I'm competing against everyone in the field. So the team aspect of it, my team won't be there, but I'll be playing as an individual. So 5 teams of the 10 will advance to the national championship, and then 1 low individual out of the whole field, not on one of those 5 teams, will also make the national championship. So I'm going to have to play well. It's really hard for an individual to make it through, but certainly doable.
It does. It does sound like it would be quite the challenge, but I definitely think that you're up for it. Not that we may know some of the best golfers that you've been able to match up against this year.
Yeah, we haven't had a great super tough schedule really. A lot of it'll be mid-major guys that y'all probably wouldn't know too much about mid-major golf, I'm assuming. But this regional is going to have a pretty stacked field. Vanderbilt is one of the best teams in the country. They've got a couple guys that'll go on to be on the PGA Tour, but yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
So, being able to play college golf, what is your favorite place that you have played at?
We've been lucky to go to some really cool places. The first one that comes to mind, La Tech hosts a tournament in Ruston, Louisiana. It's got just a really cool golf course called Squire Creek. That's always an awesome event. And then another one we play down in the Tampa area called Stream Song. It's a really cool place as well.
Have you played at the Lafayette course that you're going to be playing at for the regionals?
So Purdue hosts an event that we play in, but there's 36 holes at their complex, and we've always played the other 18. So I've never played this 18, but I've been up to the area. It's a really cool spot.
Do you get practice time for this on that course?
We do. We get a practice round just the day before the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this also a 3-day event? You said that earlier, and I think I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
It is. No, you're all good. Yes, it's 3 rounds.
So going to the Conference USA tournament, after the first round, going into the first round and after the first round, did you feel like something's just different the whole weekend? Obviously, you still got to grind, for all 36 holes, but did you just feel like something's different, something's clicking?
Not necessarily. I played pretty well this spring. I lost by 1 shot 2 weeks before. I had a couple 5th place, 4th place finishes, and I knew I'd been playing well. I knew I could go out and win, and it was nice to go out and play well.
So, Luke, something I figured out literally today when I was looking up your finishes. I didn't realize that college golf, they start in September and then there's a break till February. What do you do in between time of October to February?
Yeah, so it's kind of tough being in Kentucky. We've got a nice indoor facility here, but we'll get outside as much as possible for practice. But we try to find a winter tournament or two, not really associated with the school, further down south that I'll try to play in. But it's kind of a gap, kind of weird with weather. Just depends. But again, our indoor facility is very nice, so we're able to practice in there quite a bit.
So you said the conference tournament starts. Did you say Monday?
Conference tournament already happened.
I mean, not conference, regional. Sorry, tournament starts Monday.
Regionals are Monday, yes, sir.
So how soon will you travel to West Lafayette?
We're gonna go up Saturday and get out there and practice some Saturday afternoon, and then practice around Sunday. I'm here in Bowling Green now. We've got a couple good courses at couple of our home courses I'm practicing at this week.
So the parents are probably coming. Is there quite the caravan going up to West Lafayette with you?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know my parents are going to come. I think my brother's going to try to come. Maybe a couple cousins and a few of my teammates are going to make it up. So it'll be fun. Have some people out there to watch.
So I'm sure that what's the atmosphere like? When I see golf, and it's all quiet, but you see the waste management tournament in Phoenix. What's the college atmosphere like at these tournaments? Is there much of an atmosphere?
Not really. Not for us. I'd say it'll be a little different for a regional, but I'm not really sure. But most of our tournaments are pretty tame. Just a lot of coaches, some parents out, but mainly our coaches. And maybe some courses will have some local people out to watch, but not a ton.
Yeah, you need galleries with all kinds of people around it, just hooping and hollering.
That'd be great. I'm all in on that.
Road trip.
Happy Gilmore style.
I noticed. I was going to ask you if you got to wear Sunday red, like Tiger. If you take that into consideration, like a lot of people, if you're in contention. It does. I did notice though you're holding a trophy in your black, looks like Sunday black with the trophy.
Yeah, we usually switch it up. I think Coach usually lets a different guy pick the clothesline up each week. So kind of just random for that.
On Coach, I'm at the top of the leaderboard. I gotta wear Tiger red.
He wanted to wear black because there's a funeral for everybody else.
There we go. Right. That's right. That's what I'll go with.
So I guess you being the last man standing on your team, you get to pick the outfit. That's
me this week. That's me. I guess I haven't really thought about that. But yeah, maybe I'll go with Sunday red final round for you.
So, as a longtime golfer, a very successful golfer, what's your favorite club to use?
Favorite club? I'll go with driver. I like trying to hit it far at least.
Tee it high, let it fly. That's my motto.
Tee it high and let it fly, baby. That's right.
So, we've talked with our golf coaches and stuff here. How much have you learned on the mental aspect since you've been playing for Western? Because golf is such a mental game. How much have you been able to improve your mental game?
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest part, in my opinion. I think a lot of people will overthink on the golf course. It's very easy to do that. You hit one bad shot and you can spiral quickly. And that's one thing I've definitely gotten so much better about throughout my college career. We're out there again for 5 hours, and a lot of times our first day is 36 holes. So we're out there sun up, sundown playing golf. So one shot that was 2 seconds of the day can destroy you. And that's definitely an advantage to the mental game is one of your strengths.
You said it takes 5 hours to play a round. Is that because you all play in groups of how many? 3 or 4?
Usually 3, sometimes 4. A lot of these tournaments, the fields are so big. There's 15 to 20 teams, like 100 plus guys.
Yeah.
And and a lot of guys are so slow. They get on the green and they like to read a putt for 5 minutes, which is super annoying. And it just gets backed up. So it's
right.
Some holes, like a reachable par 5, for example, you'll have 3 groups on the same hole waiting for the green to clear. And it's just long days out there.
Yeah.
So when your dad, and your brother go out to the golf course, even your mom joins in, how many strokes do you give them?
So we have a game that we usually play. It's both of them, their best ball against me, and I'll give them a couple shots. Depends on the course we play, but we'll do them two against me, and then I'll give them a shot on the par fives, and that's usually a pretty fair game.
So I mean, now if they and I'm sure they don't win very often, but now if they were to win, they can brag that they beat a Conference USA champion.
Oh, and they will, trust me.
He gave me 10 shots and he still beat me.
Well, he was talking about reading the putt for 5 minutes. Or the green. I could read it for 5 hours and I'm still going to miss it. So, in terms of your actual play, what do you feel is the best part of your game?
Yeah, I think I drive it really straight. I'm not one of the longer guys, but a lot of these courses we play are pretty demanding off the tee, and you really got to hit a lot of fairways. And we keep our stats, and one of my strengths was definitely, I think I hit like 70% of the fairways this year, which is a pretty good number. And that just kind of sets up the rest of the game, makes it easy on myself.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would say it's probably a little better than pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's ask a question. What about the trophy? Do you get to keep the trophy, or is that Western's property?
I'm going to keep it. I don't know. Coach hadn't asked for it yet, so I'm planning on keeping it. That's me.
Get it out of Bowling Green as fast as possible.
Right. Maybe if they're lucky, if they really want it, I would maybe donate it to our indoor facility, but I haven't been asked yet, so I'm keeping it for now.
How much NIL would you charge for them to keep the trophy?
Oh man, I don't know. I'll have to come up with a number, won't I?
I mean, if I was a conference champion in anything, that would stay on my mantle for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody wanted there. It's like, no, you're not moving the trophy.
Honey, you can have the rest of the house, but that mantle, my trophy.
My trophy stay there. So after your regional tournament, Luke, and you advance to the national tournament, what's next for you?
I don't really have a plan set. Kind of taking this regional, go from there. There's some opportunities for some pro golf, but again, I'm kind of taking this regional. We'll see how it goes and see what the rest of the summer holds after that.
Well, so what are your what are your summer plans?
I'm I'll probably be on the job search. I've got a couple trips lined up, kind of taking a little break for a month or so, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, before we wrap up with Luke, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Tutu's Sweet Treats, where you can treat yourself to our divine lineup of desserts that will dance on your taste buds. Whether you fancy gooey chocolate brownies or our deliciously moist cakes, we've got a treat for every sweet tooth out there. Give yourself a sweet escape and take a bite of pure bliss. It's time to surrender to your cravings, grab a fork, and dig into our homemade goodies for a dose of sugary happiness. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by CRC Roofing and Renovations. CRC sprung into life in the year 2000 thanks to Rusty Cerniglia's bold leap into entrepreneurship. Juggling a full-time job with his small gutter venture, he watched it blossom into CRC Renovations. Fast forward to today, CRC boasts a dream team ready to dazzle both homeowners and businesses alike with their top-notch services.
Well, we can definitely hear the commercials.
It was really loud.
That was really loud.
If nothing else, we got rid of the echo. I'm knocking on wood.
Yeah. So
Luke, before we went to commercial, you talked about there are some pro opportunities. What do you mean exactly when you talk about? I mean, are we talking like PGA? Are there different levels of professional golf?
Just go ahead and tell them, Luke, we're taking that Saudi money.
Yeah, so there's a couple different levels. There's what you call mini tours that you can kind of just sign up for down in Florida that will play kind of 1 or 2 day events for some smaller purses. And then the main thing is what guys will do will sign up for Corn Ferry Q School, which it'll be 4 stages starting in August. And so if you get through all 4 stages, the winner gets a PGA Tour card. and then I think it's the top 40 get a Korn Ferry card, which is kind of the feeder tour of the PGA. It's a full season, just like PGA Tour. It's just kind of like the G League for the NBA, for example.
Now, is it like Happy Gilmore? You get paid regardless if you finish first or last?
Well, you got to make the cut. So if you can make the cut and finish last, and you get paid. But if you miss the 2-day cut, you're out of luck.
So one thing, I don't know if these guys have watched Full Swing or not on Netflix. One thing I learned was there's some of these tournaments that these golfers are going to and they're losing money. Is that something that you kind of want to stay away from, losing money?
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing for the lower level professional golf. It's very expensive to travel and get into the tournaments, and entry fees and food and hotel and all that good stuff. So the vast majority of pro golf is that lower level professional golf where it's very expensive, and if you don't play well, you're losing money.
That's where endorsements come into play.
There you go.
Yeah. So you really have to be careful and really think out those choices, right? If that's something that you know, do I have the talent to do that? Do I have the desire to do that? Do I have the bankroll to get started, right?
Exactly.
Luke, is I don't know, a course pro something that you've thought about doing after school?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think that could be a fun opportunity. Maybe I know a lot of guys that are in that industry, so maybe I could use some of my connections there.
Well, you were talking about Kentucky not really affording you a lot of opportunities year round to play golf. Are you thinking maybe you might move south and that's where you would pursue some sort of career in golf?
Yeah, I think if I do go the professional golf route, I think the winters you kind of need to spend in the South, because you're just losing so much practice time if you stay here. You got basically 2 or 3 months where you can't really practice, and can't really afford that when you're playing against the best players in the world.
So, well, you talk about playing against the best players in the world. Who are some of the best players that you've been able to play against?
Yeah, there's a few guys that come to mind. Throughout my career, we've played some tournaments against Illinois. They've got a guy on the PGA Tour now. I don't really know how to say his name. Adrian Dumont de Chisart, I think is how you say it. He's been very successful. A guy that's still at Vandy now, Gordon Sargent. He already has his PGA Tour card, and he's still in college. So he's another one. We played at Vandy's tournament. He's very good, and he'll be there next week too.
Wow.
So those are two that come to mind.
One question I had was, from the time that you've started at Western to now, I brought this up with our high school coaches. Has the technology changed a lot in that 4 to 5 years?
Not a ton in my 4 or 5 years, but since I started in like 8th grade, it has changed quite a bit. A lot of guys are switching equipment pretty frequently, and then a lot of people use these launch monitors that kind of tell you you're like, it's really golf nerdy stuff, but the launch angles and swing path and swing direction, all this stuff, and that part of it's definitely changed.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't know, but you've probably talked to, your coach probably knows a lot. What kind of score do you think it's going to take to win this weekend or this coming week?
Yeah, a lot of it, not seeing the golf course, it's a little hard to say, but one of my teammates played for 2 years at Purdue, and he knows the golf course really well, so he's going to go up with us. And I think it's a hard golf course, but I'd say around 10 under will probably be a winner, but that won't necessarily be what takes to qualify again, because one of those top 5 teams could easily have the winner.
So you can have the team can also have the individual winner?
Yes.
So how can we follow along with your regional tournament?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, it's I think it'll be on GolfStat. Golfstat.com does a lot of live scoring, and then there's a new one called Clipped Golf Rankings, and it'll be live scoring on one of those too.
Will it be streamed anywhere to watch, or we just got to follow that?
I don't think so. I think last year there was maybe one or two on ESPN Plus, but I don't think it'll be streamed anywhere now.
Well, it sounds like, Adam, you need to be making a road trip to West Lafayette.
West Lafayette, I guess, guys.
There you go.
Call Toyota, tell them you're out for a couple of days.
I'm at my back's hurt.
So, as you are wrapping up, whether you make it out of the regional or you end up being the national champion, Luke, your collegiate career is winding down. When you look back at your collegiate career, what are some thoughts that you have about it?
Yeah, it's been awesome. You know, everybody says college are the best years of your life, and I can see that now. It's been a great ride. I've made a bunch of great relationships. Two coaches that were both great to me, a ton of great teammates, and I've loved living in Bowling Green. The school's been awesome. The whole athletic department's been great. It's been a great fit for me.
Aside from golf, what's been your favorite thing about college?
That you can answer on the stream.
Your parents may be watching, so
Yeah, just hanging out with friends, I guess. We get pretty competitive sometimes with the pickleball or some pickup basketball, but just hanging out with the guys.
have you been to the Corvette Museum?
I actually have not. It's embarrassing to say. I've been here for 5 years and I've never gone out there. I've heard great things, but I've never been.
It's pretty cool.
I actually enjoyed the Corvette plant more than I enjoyed the museum. So if you're asking me for my opinion, Luke, I would say tour the Corvette plant.
Okay, perfect. I've got about a week left to do that, so I'll get on it.
In between all the golf that you have to play, right?
Exactly.
So, well, awesome.
So, Luke, you came from here. You've been here, obviously. You know our golf team is on the up and up right now. Is there any talk about maybe you coming back and giving a kids clinic or anything like that?
I haven't really talked to anybody about doing that. I mean, I'd be happy to. I love the golf course at home. I love a lot of people out there. So hit me up if they want to do something like that. I'd be all in.
Would be all about that.
Well, and I was sitting here after you asked your question, Adam. If there are parents out there listening or kids that are listening that are interested in golf, Luke, what would be your advice for the best way for them to get involved in the game of golf and to learn the game of golf?
Yeah, I would say just be out at the golf course as much as possible. You know, it's a very hard game, and I think a lot of people sometimes have some unrealistic expectations about getting better, and it takes a lot of time. So I think you need to know that going in. But being out at the golf course as much as possible and having fun with it. I think a lot of guys, even in college, they get just so mad out there, and it's not easy to play good golf when you're mad. So be out there and enjoy it as much as possible would be my number one piece of advice.
Bad.
No, you're just bad. It has nothing to do with anger.
Yeah, but I'm always angry when I'm out there. So
Hey, Luke, so before we wrap up here, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. You have graduated high school. You've got your bachelor's. You're working on the master's. Who are some teachers that you look back on that really influenced the student and the person that you are today?
Yeah, my name that comes to mind, my kindergarten teacher, Jane Lowry. I actually saw her at a wedding this last weekend. She was awesome. Another one, we'll go with, this is maybe a cop-out answer, but Kevin Lawson was my health teacher in high school, my golf coach as well. He always did a great, and he would not take it easy on his golf guys in the classroom. We had to do all the work, and he had higher expectations for us than anyone else. So I'll go with Kevin as well.
Has he reached out to you? And I mean, is he gonna try to follow along or come up and see you play? I mean, because it's got to be a super proud moment for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to make it up, but we keep up. We talk pretty often. We play a lot of golf in the summer still. So he's been reaching out, texting. He's proud, and I'm happy to have him. Happy to still be in contact with OK Law.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Luke, we appreciate you taking time out of your night. Sorry about the delay with our little technical issues here, but thanks for joining us. Good luck this coming week. We hope you can go up there and knock it out of the park and move on to nationals. So that'd be awesome. And thanks for representing Montgomery County down there at Western Kentucky for sure. So we appreciate you taking time out of your night to join us on here.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Good luck. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Luke. See you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
So a little bit of other business to wrap up here while we're at it. Athlete of the week, our Kimsoft athlete of the week was Lily Hill. Am I reading that right? She went 3-0 this week with 10 strikeouts and a 0 ERA.
Yep, that's pretty good.
I mean, listen,
pretty good.
if you can pitch 3 games and you come out of the 3 games with Matthew Rowlett didn't even do that, and he had a minuscule ERA.
Well,
It wasn't 0.
It wasn't 0. That's true.
It was almost 0, but not 0.
Almost.
Yeah.
So
And then
congratulations, Lily.
absolutely. And then our Tutu's dog of the week is our Montgomery County mock trial team who made it to the Final Four in the Nationals.
Coach Allison's team, man, he's building a dynasty here.
Absolutely.
And I actually saw that they're going to have a mock trial camp. So for anybody, I think it's 6th through 9th grade. If you're interested, I think all the details are out on social media. So if that's something that you think you would be interested in or your kids would be interested in, look up Coach Allison or his wife on social media. I think they have all the details, and I would love to see a huge turnout for that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, for anyone that has been paying attention on our social medias over the last few days,
We have social media.
we
Family, there's an announcement coming.
we got an announcement. So without further ado, Darren, hit that button over there and
Well, there it is. Look at that.
There it is.
Mount Sterling Trojans, the state champion, a night with them,
yeah,
and you get to spend it with us.
yes.
We're not talking about the summer of 69. We're talking about the fall of 69.
All of 69. We're talking about the Gridiron Gang,
Color.
the boys that brought and
The boys of fall, Kenny
Boys of
Chesney
fall.
would say.
and rumor has it the trophy's still around,
It is around.
and we're trying to
And we
twist
know
some arms.
where it's at.
We're trying to twist some arms, and maybe
Let's not go any further.
May have to break the brakes truck out in order to get it, but
maybe the trophy might make an appearance.
that's the hope.
That's the hope. So we don't have a lot of the details worked out yet. We're building them as we go. But what we do know is it's our 3rd anniversary of our terrible twos. Okay. A small pipe dream that Sean and I had. We look up and we're just 3 years. Like it's even goofy for me to even say.
I remember having the conversation that we're like, let's just finish this first year out and we'll call it wraps.
Call it wraps. And here we are 3 years later, getting ready to I'm going to say it's the biggest event that we have done in our entire 3 years.
Yeah,
100%.
and we look so forward to working with our partners, Amazing Grazing. We met with them last week. They're all in, so they're going to be able to help us, promote it. And I mean, they say they can pack the house. We're talking a few hundred opportunities there for people to come in. The big part about it is, you saw the giveaways, the auction and stuff like that. We're going to be raising money for our scholarship program for the next school year. So that's what the money's going to go towards with our with the silent auctions and stuff like that. And Amazing Grazing is going to put together some menu items specific for that night, so you can come out, eat,
Be entertained.
be entertained.
Listen to us, buy some stuff. Speaking of which, if you would like to donate anything, we already have several items that have been donated to our silent auction.
Yeah.
We're always looking for more items.
Yeah.
If you would like to sponsor this, be sure to reach out to us as well. I think it's going to be a super cool night.
I would like to lay down a challenge.
Who are we challenging?
Michelle and Wes said they can hold 200 plus.
We're going to go
I would like
plus?
to lay down challenges that we hit the plus.
We're going heavy on the plus. We're going to be plus size.
Look, there might not be a better scenario for us to have it the night before Rec Bowl.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to kick off their football weekend? And the Rec Bowl's on Saturday. It's not your normal Friday night lights.
It is the unofficial, in my opinion, it's going to be the unofficial kickoff to the fall extravaganza that we have
if
here.
If this goes well, there should be no reason this shouldn't be
the unofficial kickoff to the Rec Bowl.
Correct.
Yeah. We're the kickoff show.
The kickoff show. And listen, if you followed us long enough, if you listen to our Saturday show, you know that you're going to be entertained. If nothing else, it's going to be entertaining. And I'm just excited for it. If this goes well, we've talked about future events and future guests that we could have. There's a lot of exciting stuff that's coming down the pipe.
We sure do hope we can get quite a few of those players on there. But guess what? We'll be there.
We will definitely be there. And listen, I'll make up stories if I have to.
Man, I remember back in 60.
We don't have to because we got two people right here.
They were on the team.
They might not have been on the team, but they were 30 in the bleachers.
They were. You were right. They were chugging corn dogs. You don't chug a corn dog, I know.
And this is what's going to make that night good.
Chugging Coca-Colas and smashing corn dogs. That's what I'm going to say, y'all.
And Amazing Grace, and they're working on finishing a brand new bar right in the center of the restaurant there. They're hanging new TVs. Sean and I got to be one of the first ones to see their brand new 135-inch video wall.
It's a little big.
I would look really good on a 135-inch video wall.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
For the people sitting on the other side of the
right.
bar.
So the people that are at the Kroger can still see it.
Right.
So, guys, there's more people to come on that.
Super excited for that. So
obviously follow us on all our socials because there's going to be lots more information dropped about that. Adam's super stoked because he just learned about it today.
I learned about it the same time you all did.
Even though we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But nothing was ever official. Nothing was ever official. And then the other day it was like, I'm on Facebook. I see a story. Tune in Tuesday, an announcement. I was like, we got an announcement?
Now it's official, like a referee with a whistle.
Absolutely.
And the same day that he saw said video, Sean also sent to the group chat a picture of him at Amazing Grace.
Well, yeah.
And then he goes, "What? There's an announcement? What's the announcement?
What's the announcement?
John's eating lunch at Amazing Grace, and what's up with that?"
That's hilarious.
So, all right, well, guys, there you have it for this week's edition of the Coach's Corner, presented by the From Corner to Corner podcast. Remember to help us promote our Coach's Corner show and our KimSoft Athletes of the Week program, and in Menifee County, our Brent Hunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau Athletes of the Month program. We do what we do for our surrounding communities, our teams, our coaches, and our students. They deserve it. Catch you guys next week.
Stay safe, friends.
Hey everyone, this is Sean with the From Corner to Corner podcast. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors. We have Community Trust Bank, who sponsors our studio here on North Maysville. KimSoft, who is our sponsor of our Athlete of the Week. 22 Sweet Treats, who sponsors our Dog of the Week. CRC Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacob's Auto Body, Brent Hunt's Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, sponsor of our Athlete of the Month in Menifee County, and then our newest sponsor, Kelwell Commissary and Simply Secured, who sponsors our From Corner to Corner Road Show. Thank you all for making all of this happen, and we appreciate all of your support. The MOCO Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.